Welcome back to Yumper and Swole's 31 Days of Horror, presented to you by the Tainted Glove. Today we're going to go with a guilty pleasure of mine, the 2001 film Ghost of Mars. Now, if any of you have followed me from the Yumper and Swole show, you know I'm a huge fan of John Carpenter. Big Trouble in Little China is still one of my favorite films of all time, along with Halloween. So when this movie came out in theaters, I actually went to go see it. The movie takes place where else but Mars. The timeline is set in the 22nd century, and Mars has basically 84% terraformed, meaning it has a breathable atmosphere for life. On top of that, Martian society has become matriarchal, centering on the city of Sais with similar far-reaching outposts connected by expansive network of trains. The movie is basically told through flashbacks from Lieutenant Melanie Ballard, who's played by Natasha Henstridge. She tells that her commanding officer, Helen Braddock, played by Pam Grier, their sergeant Jericho Butler, played by Jason Statham, and their rookie, Officer Barisha Kincaid, played by Clea DuVall, were set to transport a convicted felon or mass murderer by the name of James Desolation Williams, who is played by Ice Cube. When the team goes to find Williams to be transported, they notice that everyone in the town is pretty much gone, with Williams being the only survivor there. Also investigating the prison, they find that there's two other people in there, one of them being a doctor, Dr. Arlene Whitlock, who was actually confining herself in the jail as self-imprisonating, which to the team was very confusing. Williams eventually escapes from the crew and they go looking for him, but eventually find a bunch of disoriented miners who eventually attack them. And this is where it gets interesting for this movie for me, because it reminds me a lot of a video game, as you get different perspectives of what's going on from different characters on the same plot point. When Williams escapes, they are basically attacked by the miners. They eventually fight them off and eventually re-up with Williams. When they try to find out what is going on, they notice that the miners are actually mutilating themselves, and this part of the movie is pretty creepy. The special effects done for it are awesome, and it's a pretty gory, as some of the miners are there actually cut into their faces or saw bolts through their face. It's pretty graphic. On top of all this, Commander Helen Braddock actually gets killed as she's chasing a miner. And we find that the miners are infected with some kind of disease. So when looking for answers, they go to Dr. Whitlock, who explains that her and other people were digging in another part of Mars where they actually unleashed something from there. They don't know what it was, but it took over everybody. And basically it was pushed over each town with the wind current. This leads them all to try to get out to survive and get to the city of Sais, where they can tell their reporting officers as no equipment works there. On top of all this, they're being chased by all these people who are infected with what we later find out are actually the alien race that lives there, that actually infects and takes over hosts, which causes them to actually kill the people that are not infected. The movie basically turns into a gigantic action movie after that, with Ice Cube shooting people. They're shooting people left and right, a lot of gory kills, which makes it actually a fun watch. Now, this movie isn't supposed to be taken seriously. John Carpenter's movies sometimes aren't supposed to be taken seriously. It's just a fun vehicle to watch if you're into that horror action genre. I think he pulls it off really well here. If you got some time to waste and you want to check out a real cool flick with some shooting and some crazy alien stuff and some gory mutilation, check out Ghost of Mars. You won't be disappointed. And with that, guys, I wanted to keep this one short. Thanks again for watching. Be sure to check out thetainedglove.com for more reviews, and we'll see you in the next one.